This is a room that we've made into a small Arnold Schwarzenegger museum, and some of these ancient pieces here are prototypes of pec decks and bench presses and so on, which Arnold used. Here we've got a very young, very large Arnold. This is when he was on a cover of Health and Strength in '67 with Frances Blythe, and you can see the difference and the evolution of the physique here, because these are a slightly older Arnold in the '70s when he went to the States.
I mean, I said to him, Arnold, you know, what are your ambitions? Like I say to all the fellas. He said, I want to be the biggest bodybuilder in the world, the greatest bodybuilder in the world, the richest bodybuilder in the world. I want to live in California. I want to own an apartment block. He said, I want to be a film star, and I want to go into politics. I thought, you silly sod.
How about that? Thank you very much. That was brilliant. How about that?
Now you heard it all. Very nice.
So how did you enjoy Romford, Essex, where you were living there with Wag and Diane?
Well, it was a lot of fun because I loved the directions I always got. You know, you get off at the airport and you take this bus, you know, to Miles End, and then you take the subway to this station, and then you go to Romford Road, and you walk up to 335 Romford Road. Diane always, we had always a great time, and I really got this great feeling of this is my second family. My first family was in Austria, and my second family, like the new family, was kind of over here in London. So it was really extremely, extremely important for my next move in my career.
Okay, so you really enjoyed it there. Well, were you very successful with Essex women?
I don't know. Diane can tell you that, if I was successful or not, and Wag can tell you.
Diane?
I never like to brag about that.
Was he successful with Essex women?
Successful with all women, all time.
There you are. You see?
Is he very focused in his pulling technique?
He doesn't need to be. He's just a magnet.
He's just a babe magnet. How about that? Arnold?
I was focused in my pulling techniques and in my pumping techniques.
Good English pun.
Very nice, yes.
How did you deal with the language differences when you went to Essex?
Well, it was very difficult.
I have problems there.
You did. For me, that was English. You know, It was as simple as that. I didn't have anything.
It's similar.
Yeah, I had nothing to compare it with. But I mean, I learned the ways of perfecting the grammar and all those kind of things. So when I went to the United States, it really was important to know that much English, even though I was not good enough yet when I moved to the United States to understand the news or to read the newspaper and to understand everything.
Okay, you were in London at the height of the swinging 60s, if you like. Did you swing? Did you get the whole
I had
thing?
a great time, and I enjoyed, you know, the working out, the hard working out, but I also enjoyed the hard playing. I always enjoyed both my whole life. You know, I mean, to me, I always was the kind of guy that enjoyed working out 5 hours a day, but when I walk out of the gym, that's it. And I wanted to play, I wanted to have a good time.
Okay. I gather Jimmy Savile fixed it for you. Is that
What
true?
did he fix?
Apparently, Jimmy Savile was a judge the first year that you won Mr. Universe. He may not even know who Jimmy Savile is, it says down here.
You know who was a judge at the Mr. Universe contest?
Jimmy Savile.
Wag Bennett was a judge
Really?
at the
Was
Mr.
Jimmy
Universe.
Savile a judge there? How's about that then, guys?
1 year, exactly.
Okay. A lot of big Hollywood names like yourself have moved over to England. Would you ever consider moving over to London and living here?
No.
Never?
Never, no. Because I'm very happy with where I am. I love Southern California. I was born for Southern California. Okay. And I love the energy in Hollywood. I love the danger in Hollywood.
The danger?
The danger, the psychological danger.
Is this psychological danger? What do you mean?
Well, because every time you, you do something well, you go up, you know, you feel like in heaven, and then every time you fail, you're as good as your last movie. The press trashes you, the people attack you, and they're nasty about it and all those kind of things. And there's something really interesting about that, because, I mean, I love my movies that I do. I have a great time doing them, but when they're finished, I like them. There was some real dogs I made, too. I mean, there was another old movie that were perfect.
Well, we'll talk to that in the next bit.
Exactly, I'm sure you will.
Okay, well, in the Arnold Schwarzenegger story, where we are at the moment is you're in Britain. In part 2, Arnold arrives in America. Back in a couple of seconds.
I'll be back.
Consider it a divorce.
So when you arrived in America, how confident were you of success there in whatever you did? What was your frame of mind as you arrived there?
Well, my frame of mind was that I knew that it always has been known as the land of opportunities. So it was just a question for me, first of all, to experience that, if that really is true, and then also for me to put the hard work into it. But I went over there, you know, and I was received in America with open arms. I found people and friends that helped me buying silverware and television sets, and found.
Wait, you arrived in America and people bought you silverware?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know, kind of, you got to eat.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't real silver.
I was going to say, I'll have a load of silver. Welcome to the country.
Yes.
Things have changed.
It wasn't that, believe me. But I mean, it was really interesting, the help that I got. But it was then up to me to really make something out of myself. So I first of all joined college right away, Santa Monica City College, to learn English really well and to learn about America, the history of America and all that. That then eventually led to going full-time to college and to go for a business degree and for a degree in economics, which I did on the side of working out, because working out is 5 hours a day, but then, you know, I felt like I should be productive the rest of the day and do something. I even started working as bricklayer to make some extra money. We started a bricklaying business, Franco Colombo, who was another world champion, and myself. So there was a lot of things that I did, and I really experienced that it is the land of opportunities, that one can accomplish anything in America if, in fact, you're willing to work for it and educate yourself and have the drive.
OK, which you certainly had. John, you mentioned Franco Colombo. Let's have a look at him here. Here we go.
I know Arnold since 1965, and we met on the stage in a competition. He won the bodybuilding junior Mr. Europe, and I won the European powerlifting championship. When I first came to the United States, we lived in Santa Monica, 3 blocks from the beach, and we used to live together. We had 2 bedrooms, a little apartment, and in the morning was like, he was the guy that 6:30 we got up, like a military guy. Arnold was in the military, he knows all the disciplines. He gets up, 6:30, Franco, get up, do the protein drink. And I'm going like this, you know, putting the eggs in the protein drink. And then we will go there, drink the protein drink, get in the car and go to the gym. It was like a continuous routine for years, and paid off later that we were the best of all times in bodybuilding, with no question. When we first met, he talked about him winning Mr. Universe. And when the minute he won Mr. Universe, he won in London in 1967. He says to me, now he's the Mr. Olympia. So it was like projected to say Mr. Olympia. And then when he competed and won Mr. Olympia, his goal was to win it many times, which he won it 7 times. And as he went toward the end of the Mr. Olympia, when he won the 6th time, which was in 1975, we made the movie Pumping Iron. And that is when he started intriguing, says, I'm not going to compete forever. I'm going to go now in another career, which is acting career. At that time, he already made a little movie called Hercules in New York. It was very funny. And then Pumping Iron was like a documentary, and really, we were very known here to the general public. Bodybuilding became more generally known. And then after that, his mind was really on the career of acting.
So there we go. Were you then confident that you would become a successful actor? Why did you think you could do acting?
I never was comfortable at that point thinking that I was a successful actor. I wanted to make certain steps just, you know, to really get known internationally and to get the big break. And for me, Conan the Barbarian was the big break.
OK, but this film here, your first feature, Hercules in New York, and in that you're credited as Arnold Strong, which is a great name. Was there pressure to change your name to make it more sort of American?
I was really confused at that time if that was the right thing to do or not. I mean, the producers suggested that, and they did it automatically. Yeah. They said, you know, everyone that comes over from Europe and is in show business changes their names, and that's a traditional thing. And that movie then went in the toilet. I mean, it didn't go anywhere. It made $3. And so I said to myself, it couldn't be the name changing that could make you a success. Yeah. So I went back to the Schwarzenegger name, you know, and then tried it again. I didn't even use my own voice in that movie.
No, it was dubbed, wasn't it?
It was dubbed because I couldn't even understand the script. I mean, I just moved to America. You know, I mean, I read the script. I really didn't understand what the hell I was reading. But it was a great experience. It was one of those dream stories, you know, where you just read about it. You go to Hollywood and you get discovered. That's exactly what happened. I was there 6 months, and then all of a sudden, I got this offer to star in a Hercules movie.
Okay, let's have a look at a clip of it now. Here we go.